Let's get uncomfortable for a second. What if I told you that the racial wealth gap isn't just about money, it's about opportunity, legacy, and access? Because closing this racial wealth gap isn't just a dream, baby. It's a collective responsibility we have the opportunity to tap in with. I'm Raquel Wilson, certified financial education instructor and your finance friend at Greenwood. Today we're unpacking why this gap still exists and what we can do individually and collectively to close it. Because closing this racial wealth gap isn't just a dream, baby. It's a collective responsibility we have the opportunity to tap in with. Being a high school teacher in Tulsa, Oklahoma, I saw the racial wealth gap firsthand. My students, their parents, but then I looked around and realized this isn't just an individual issue, and this also is not a community issue. There are many reasons why the racial wealth gap still exists. So what is the racial wealth gap? Well, here are a few statistics that highlight its relevance in our lives today. While the median white family has $188,000 in wealth on average, the median black family has only $24,000 of wealth. That's a gap. Also, black home ownership rates are the lowest they've been in history since the 1960s. That's a gap. According to the Federal Reserve, black graduates owe an additional $25,000 on average compared to their white graduate counterparts. But there is hope. McKinsey & Company estimates that there could be a $1.5 trillion growth in the U.S. economy when the racial wealth gap is addressed. And that's why it's up to me, you, and us to create change for our last names. So let's really break down why this wealth gap exists anyway. First of all, systems. Generations of redlining, aka where black people could and couldn't live to amass wealth through real estate. Also, preferential job placement. This was the if you know, you know before the acronym was present. And last but not least, predatory lending. It's documented that black people received higher interest rates, which overall impacts their ability to amass wealth and unfortunately increases their debt and interest paid on that debt. After systems, we have situations. No, this is not a situationship, but black families are less likely to pass down and inherit wealth, more likely to incur medical debt, and are often locked out of affordable credit options. When you don't have a relationship with Bob the banker, opportunities for affordable credit options to build your business or say build a home can then become slim to none. After systemic pressures and situational pressures, we finally have to bring it back to ourselves. And yes, our habits matter. You can heal your financial traumas, and you can address your role in your financial situations. Systems, situations, and self. Policy, community action, and personal responsibility. Setting yourself up with the right financial team, the right financial products, and the right financial confidence plays a role in closing the racial wealth gap too. So let's move from awareness to action. Push for policy change. The racial wealth gap can be changed not just by the flow of your black dollars, but also the flow of your black vote. So vote for politicians that support reparations, support fair housing, and support black-owned businesses. So push for policy change. Bank and invest black. Where is your black financial advisor? Where is your black bank or credit union? Where is your black financial coach? Where is your black financial therapist? Closing the racial wealth gap through our individual actions is not only about Juneteenth. It's a 365-day-a-year opportunity to build black and close the racial wealth gap. When we invest in other black businesses, black contractors, black entrepreneurs, we are closing the racial wealth gap. When we prioritize our mental and financial health, we close the racial wealth gap. The black dollar is global. The black dollar has been intentional. And now it's our time to bring those two together. Our collective action builds a network of opportunity that crosses borders and can change systems. I don't know about y'all, but I envision a world inheriting better policies, not just problems, finances, and fun, and where black entrepreneurs don't just survive, but scale. So the future is bright. The future is black, and a future without the racial wealth gap is possible if we all work together and collectively work for our last names. And let us know in the comments, what are your favorite ways to close the racial wealth gap in your systems, for your situations, and for yourself. See you next time.